Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time. I'm Andrea, Rubier Ceramics, and I'm here today with a kiln opening. So let's get into it. So first thing I have is this was my usual fast glaze fire to cone 5 with a 10-minute hold. With that, I'm sort of aiming to get to a cone 6 in terms of heat work. I put a bunch of cone packs in. I just had a video on using cones. If you haven't seen that, and that might be interesting for you, go check it out. And I haven't done a comparison for a little while of how all my shells are doing. So I've put 2, maybe 3 cone packs in here, which I don't normally do. Normally I'll put 1 cone pack in, if that. But it's good to, make sure the kiln's working. Some really fun stuff in here. Including my chicken and including the mug that I made with the relief stamps and other cool stuff. So let's check it out, shall we? So first things first is the compact on the top. That's 5, 6, 7. So I'd say this didn't get quite to where I want. I want it to be a good cone 6, and that's not bent over enough for me. So it's a little bit cool on the top, which I know. I know that the top of my kiln isn't as warm as lower down. So that's that. That's the way it is. Okay, first thing I will show you is this little leaf bowl I made with an actual leaf. Um, on the back, I just put some, I think it was leaf green underglaze. Didn't do a very good job. You can see it's a little bit patchy there, but it doesn't matter because that's the back of it. More interesting is the front, and that was 2 coats of sea glass. There's a really strange crack there. You see it? I don't know if you can see it there. I don't know what happened there. That's really bizarre. It's like the clay lifted up maybe a little bit. Yeah, it could have been just a little crack. It's not all the way through. And I mean, it's just decorative, isn't it? Anyways, 2 coats of sea glass from Spectrum. I was a little worried it would cover the texture too much, but actually I think I should have done 3 coats, and maybe this should have been further down in the kiln. It does go matte. I know it's a matte glaze. That's a bit too matte, so I'm wondering if that likes a cone 6 more than a cone 5. It's still quite cute, but I was going to put that in the craft coop where I sell my pottery, and I don't think that's quite good enough, but it'll make a nice little dish for me to have around the house. Well, let's go to something a little bit more successful. It was just a test. It was a ceramic transfer. I can't remember. I think I bought it from AliExpress online just to test it out, and it worked quite well. I think I did that on, yes, I did. I think on green clay. So I hadn't fired it at all when I put it on, and it came out really well. I've been trying to practice whether it's better on bisque or on green clay. It is much easier on green clay, and I think it does come out a bit better as well. So we'll be using that from now on. Just looking to see if there's any imperfections in where the clear glaze went over it. It looks okay. I didn't put anything on the back because it was a tester, and I'm going to use this underneath a plant at home, but it's a really sweet little dish. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty. So next thing I'll show you are some more owl spoon rests. So this is the first one. It's a glaze I bought from someone who had some extra glazes. I love doing that. I love getting a bargain on some glazes, and I love not letting stuff go to waste. So this was good. This was Temoku? Is that how you say? I don't know. It's Amico glaze. I did 3 coats. I was going to do 2, but then I remembered nearly all my Amico glaze is like 3 coats at least, so I gave it another 3rd coat. It's good. It's a bit matte or satiny. Definitely, like browns really aren't my thing, but I think for the owl, it's quite sweet. I think it's with less texture, might be harder to see, so I would only use this on a deep texture if I wanted texture to show. But it's cute. Then I did another with Mako Shino, and still am in love with how that turned out. That was two quite heavy coats. As you can see, it went quite creamy rather than brown. So I might just try and take it a little easier next time with that. But it's so cute, isn't it? I love it. I think this one might become mine. Although I do have another one at home. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, and this one I just used because I had a lot of glaze already with it. It had some weird marks in it. I wonder if that was an impurity in the clay. Anyways, it's cordovan from Mako. Really deep maroon. It comes out kind of brown, but it's more, a little bit more red in real life. But I don't know if you can see, but here in this eye, yeah, you can. There's some sort of little imperfection there. I don't think it affects the integrity of it, but it does tell me that maybe I should be sieving the glaze a little bit to see what it is. So I'll hold up all three so you can admire all three of them. Which one's your favorite? Tell me in the comments. I think that one's my favorite, although I do love a Mako Shino one. So then, I have a couple mushrooms here. Just, okay, I've told you before how when I'm doing glazes all of one color, all blues or something, I will rinse the brushes, all my blue glaze brushes in one cup. And so I decided to use that blue glaze on this little mushroom here. Now, on the top, I covered that with a one coat of micro pearl. But on the bottom, that's what the glaze was. Sorry, the stem's going to get in the way, of course. That was just what came straight out of my blue glaze cup. Wow, that blue is definitely worth saving. That's really pretty. Very nice. And I think I just dipped it, didn't I? Yeah, I just dipped it in the glaze because it's still quite watery. So I wanted to make sure a lot of glaze went on, not just water. So yeah, that's a cutie, isn't it? Then this one, along with the temaku that I got picked up from someone, I also got some orange slip. So some orange decorating slip. So I put that on. You can see that's the color without any transparent glaze on top. And then that was just two coats of regular transparent. I probably could have done a better job with the decorating slip. It's hard to tell though, I would say. That's the one thing when you're putting it on flat like that, it's or like just everywhere. It's maybe hard to tell. Maybe I just didn't try hard enough. I think I could have probably done it better. Yeah, that's that. So let me take out my cookies and get to the next layer. So hang on. Okay, on this layer is my chicken. So I'm hoping it turned out, because, and I haven't looked yet. I took out the kiln shelf and without looking then underneath. Um, there was a crack where I joined it along the base on the inside. Like obviously I hadn't joined it well enough maybe on one side. So I'm hoping it didn't fall apart. I put transparent glaze on the inside in the hope of maybe gluing it. And I did put it on a cookie with an edge just to make sure in case it did break, because I didn't want all that glaze spilling out. So let's look. Okay, she's in one piece. Fantastic. Um, let's see if she's stuck to the cookie. No, she's not. Oh, she's cute. Okay, okay. I'll tell you everything that I put on her. Just taking a look here a little bit. I wiped her back a lot, and maybe I wiped her back too much, but nonetheless, isn't she stunning? Stunning, gorgeous, from the back, from the front. Oh, I love her. Oh, and I'm sure she still rocks. I can't rock her right now because obviously my hand isn't meant for rocking. Oh, but that's good. So here I did manganese wash and I wiped it back, and I definitely wiped it back too hard. I should have left it a little bit, but I didn't know. I next time I'll know not to wipe as hard, because here you can see I wiped it completely off and there's only small bits. I thought it'd be a little bit more covered, but that's fine. That's fine. Here was then cobalt wash. And you can see I didn't wipe back. I purposefully didn't wipe back as much. Here I did wipe back some, but not as much at the base. And the eyes also cobalt wash. Yeah, and then what did I have? That's just red gloss from Mako, and then dark green from Amico, and that was also dark green from Amico that I wiped back. And then here I had manganese wash as well on the beak, just on the beak part. And then I covered it with birch along with here with birch. And the birch came out really nicely. I might I might try that just if if I wanted a more subtle chicken, but I love her. Oh, I have to come up with a name for her. Suggestions welcome. Let's see. Put your comment for what you think I should call my lovely sweet chicken. She's good. Inside looks good. I'm going to test and see if she holds water because it'd be really cute to have a little bouquet in there or something. Oh, I'll put a video of her rocking at the end as well. So lovely. Oh, I am so happy she came out. Wonderful. Okay, well, Halloween's coming up, so I did a few Halloween plates. I'm both intrigued with how this one came out and disappointed. So it's a bit of a mixed story here. So on this side you can see I did pumpkins with a roller, and on this side I did cats with a roller. Can you see that? They're quite shiny. And here I put black underglaze first and then wiped it back. And then I put carnelian yellow from Bots on top. And on this side, I just used mirror black from Mako. This was about 2.5 really thick coats, I would say. Or, well, 2.5 coats. And I say 2.5 because it was quite thick. And then with the carnelian yellow, that was 2 on top. And I just don't like how much of the black is still showing. I might try it with the manganese because I saw how much that fired out. So it might be a better idea to try for another plate. Like, it's not bad. It just looks a little bit grubby, which is not what I wanted. I just wanted the pumpkins to show up more, and I'm not happy with it. However, the mirror glaze is mirroring. I don't know if you can tell on this, but it is really mirroring. Very cool. It's like a deep blue almost, and then the raised bits are quite silver like a mirror. Oh, I'm glad I have that. It's another glaze that I inherited from someone else and it looks good. Just checking if there's pinholes. No, I think it's just where the texture is. So the cat bit is really good. I'll definitely use more of that. Beautiful. This, meh, not happy. But it is what it is, right? We do these things to experiment and find out, and it's only clay at the end. Okay, so this one's cute. This was a little witch's hat I made. And it's actually, you see there's a hole in the end, so it can be an incense holder. And I did that same cat stamp and just printed out, rolled it out and then cut out one of the cats and then covered it. Oh, sorry. Can't focus it easily, I'm afraid. It's not quite that blurry in real life, trust me. Um, I just used Mako stroking coats for this. So what was it? I know I have it here. Yeah, okay, so it was tuxedo for the black for the cat and the belting on the hat. Then it was cantaloupe for the orange, and then it was sour apple for the green eyes. And I'm sorry you can't see that very well, but believe me, it looks really cute. A little bit blurred together because, of course, I went up to cone 6, and these are stroking coats. Oh, and the hat was Bath Potter's lavender, and it comes out with always with this streaky mat, which I think this is a good use for it. Actually, it looks really nice. I glazed the inside as well. There's a couple little stilt marks I'll have to take off, but that's easy enough to sand down. Really cute. Really sweet little incense holder. I've not made them before. I was making this hat and then I thought, well, who wants a hat? What kind of decoration is that? And I thought, oh, maybe an incense stick. I don't know if they work when they're straight up and down. I don't even know if it'll work with an incense stick, but we'll find out, right? Okay. I have another little mushroom here. Just let me find where it is. Oh, I like the look of it. It looks good. Right. Oh, here it is. Yes. Okay, so um, this was green thumb, stroke and coat on the sides. Oh, you can also see here. I don't know if you can tell. You see how there's a bit blown out of the base? Well, I had my very first explosion in my bisque kiln. I've never had anything explode in the bisque kiln before. After a year of having my own kiln, um, usually everything I have is dry, but this time it was a pumpkin that exploded, and I'm thinking I either I think I forgot to put a hole in it to make sure the middle of it dried out, and also so that just residual moisture from the air would be able to escape as it fired. And I also then looked at the thickness because while it was blown apart, half of it, because I had taken two halves and joined them together, half of it was like in bits, and the other half was pretty much solid, and it was quite thick. It was about the width of my pinky nail in thickness, which is a little bit on the thick side for my things, actually. Like most of my things are thinner, but especially for like a closed form, that's very thick, whether I had a hole or not. So yeah, that was my lesson learned. Fortunately, very little happened other than this mushroom got a little bit beat up. So that's okay. So like I said, there's stroke and coat on the green here. And then the orange moon and stars are cantaloupe. And then I put one coat of jungle gems, meadow, on the entire top. So I think maybe I should have skipped on the moon and stars, but it's still okay. It looks a little bit more organic that way. And then underneath was, I think I just wiped off the brushes as I was doing it. So it's a bit of a combo of yellow and orange, or yellow and green. Sorry, not yellow. I will get it eventually here. Orange and green. There we go. There's the front. Almost looks like a little bit of a wonky happy face. It's sweet. Right, the final piece on this layer was inspired by Audrey from Audrey Lynn Studios. She had a little gingerbread house that she found the cutter set for on Amazon, and I thought that was so cute. I just had to rush out and get it for myself. Fortunately, it was available on Amazon UK as well, so I managed to get it. And as I was putting it together, I made a mistake and I put the back wall on backwards because it is a pressed set with all these bits on it. And then you can see here, there's the Christmas tree upside down, and there are the windows and the wreath hanging at the back. I was so good about putting all the seams on and making sure that they were all so tight that I ignored the fact that this was upside down. So it became a test piece instead. And I went and tried a bunch of different glazes to see what color combination I liked on it. So I'll give you a chance to look at it first, and then we'll go through what I got here. Okay. So this was two transparent glazes, two different ones. So we'll talk about that. Two different glazes and a bit covering, one transparent and two transparent, but over on this side it's over on go. Okay, so let's go through it. On here, I had dark brown on go from Mako underneath. You can see the brown there, the raw brown, which is actually quite pretty as well. Might try it with just that. I have done a bunch um with the red. What's it? Not the terracotta. Let me check. I know my notes. Brick red. I did a bunch with brick red on gobe as well for gingerbread men, and that looked quite good. So, oh, hang on. No, that's not dark brown. That is brick red. Okay, let me start again. I might cut all that. So, I did two glazes here and over brick red ongo from Mako. So that's brick red underneath. You can see that's quite a nice color on its own. And then on top of it, I put cinnamon ripple, which from Spectrum. And that's quite interesting. I like how it's dripped a bit. It came right down. I did put it pretty much right down to the edge. Didn't drip on my shelf, but I only did 2 coats, so definitely something to be wary of. And then on this side, I did the same. And this was just on the white clay, so that's more of an idea of what cinnamon ripple would look like. And that's actually quite cute too. It's a little bit, I don't know if I'd say it's gingerbread. I'd say it almost looks more like digestives or graham crackers, depending on what biscuit you're familiar with. And that's on the brick red there. But both look interesting. And then on this side here, this is on the just on the bare clay. You can see the bare clay underneath. I did micro pearl from Mako as well. And then in the middle, I cross them over a little bit. I don't think that's very interesting. And then here, same thing. That's micro pearl on the brick red. And that's a bit heavy, I'd say. Might be good for accents if you were going to just do a little bit of snow along the edges there. That could work well, maybe just with the raw clay. But it's okay. Here I had taken some black underglaze and I just outlined the windows, and I did that in the greenware stage. And then obviously after I bisqued it, I put on a transparent glaze, and I wanted to test whether this smeared, because I had done it before where I'd done this after bisquing and then glazed after bisquing and it smeared quite badly. So that's my tip for using the underglaze I have. It's a Pasler underglaze set of black, and to use it on greenware is the lesson I've learned there. So then here, just trying to remember, yes, was this? Yes, this was all over then dark brown on go. That's the dark brown with the transparent. But look at this, isn't this interesting? This is 2 different transparents. Interesting. Exact same clay body as here, or an on go, but they've come out differently. That's, I guess, why we test these things. So again, here, this was then the cinnamon ripple over the dark brown rather than over the brick red. Okay, and that I quite like. I quite like the cinnamon ripple over the dark brown. I think that looks good. To remind you, that's what it looks like on white clay, and that's what it looked like on brick red. But over the dark brown, I think that looks good. A little bit different. I think that looks very gingerbready to me. And then again, a little bit of overlap with the, what do we call it? Micro pearl again. So then, what is interesting is then this was a small bottle of transparent glaze from Scarva that they sent to me when I had ordered a bunch of stuff, obviously just a little sample to give it a go. And then this was the usual transparent glaze I use, which is Bots Transparent. And what's interesting is the Bots one often, it's quite thin and it often leaves bubbles in it. And I think I left the bubbles just to see if they would work themselves out. And this one went on so smooth, so easy. It was a little bit thicker and creamier, so it went on very easily. However, it's also the only one that's left a pinhole where the glaze was missed. Can you see there? So that was a spot that didn't get filled. I mean, the micro pearl also did a little bit here, but I was just testing the color. I wasn't so worried about that. Interesting. I also noticed this one's cloudier. You see how it's cloudy, and this one looks quite clear. So I think I won't be getting any of that Scarva transparent glaze, despite how easy it was to go on. That Bots transparent is much more to my liking. And then on this side, because I had a big container, I just used the Bots transparent over the dark brown Mako engobe, and then that was the brick red engobe, also with just transparent on it. So it's a cute little house. Like I said, I think there's definitely potential with that cinnamon ripple. Sometimes it's nice to try things that not everybody else is trying. You know, that everybody's all over the certain combinations on the internet, and I wanted to try something different. And I think cinnamon ripple might be my thing. I don't know. Could look good on another chicken. Don't forget to give me some ideas for a name for the chicken. So that's cute. Thank you, Audrey, for the idea for this little house. Really like it. I think these could also sell well for people who want to do gingerbread. Like if you just glazed it one glaze and put a clear glaze on it, um, like make it brown or brick red or whatever color, but find your color, then glazed it. You could then maybe sell it as a sort of permanent gingerbread house and get kids to like say, all you have to do is ice it with the sweeties rather than the heartache of trying to put gingerbread houses together. Right? Like unless people want to be on the bake off, this is the hard bit. And gingerbread, when it's sat out for what, 2 weeks or something, like what's the point? Nobody wants to eat that. Whereas sweeties, people will eat the candy. So I think that might be an idea. We'll see. I'm going to make another one. I made this one quite thick because I was worried about it warping. Held its shape quite a bit. There's a little bit of a bend there, but you couldn't see much. I think it's more just where I put the corners together, actually. And it was a centimeter thick, and that was too thick. I would definitely do maybe 7 or 8 millimeters. Sorry, I had a little pause because my car mechanic, called me about our car, of course. Well, I will save you the story there. It's been a long saga. Nothing to do with him or us, unfortunately. It's the car's been hit twice. Minor things. Nobody was in the car in either case, in our car at least, and nobody's hurt. But it's just been a pain in the butt to fix. Anyways, passing on that. So I did a cone pack on this shelf, and here you can see this got very much down to a cone 6, just one shelf less. So I got quite the temperature difference here, with that being a cone 6 on the top shelf and that being a cone 6 on the middle shelf. And I'm expecting the bottom shelf will be even probably closer to a cone 7. So that's always good to know if I have something that prefers maybe a lighter glaze or might likely to blister to, oh, I'm looking at the wrong end. Sorry, you're down here. I flipped my camera after that. That's what the problem was. If I have something that's likely to blister at a higher temperature, I have to remember to keep it up near the top. So on this shelf, on the bottom one, I have my relief mug that I did with the stamps that they sent me. And then I have the 4 mugs that I refired. They were in my last kiln opening. And there was just a couple little minor flaws with them that made them not good enough for the commission that I'd been given. So I'm hoping that they refired. I didn't put anything underneath them, which is always dangerous with a refire. Like I don't have any cookies or anything. But aqua gloss is pretty stable, and I went and looked, and even at cone 10, it doesn't move. So I think that being on the bottom half of my mugs, I think it should be okay. Fingers crossed. I mean, it's always my nightmare that everything is melted off my pottery and onto my shelves. I never worry about the glaze, the clay melting. You know, knock on wood, but I do worry about the glaze melting off. So let's get the shelf out. Always do what Tiffany from Hobble Creek Pottery says and give the shelf a rock to make sure that the kiln stilts don't stick on it. Oh, there was something else I forgot down here, which came out not bad. It's okay. It's maybe not my favorite, but it's okay. Okay, what should we look at first? Let's look at the refires. Oh, they're still hot down here. Oh, the kiln's under 50 degrees, but obviously down here is where it's 50. So it's quite hot. Oh, those look much nicer now. I mean, they looked good before, but I'm really pleased with that. You can see the little rim where I had the glaze down to before and it's gone over, but I don't think that takes away from the beauty of them. These are my drip mugs. Oh, and they came out so nicely. Oh, As I suspected, the aqua gloss has lightened up. I'll put up a short showing that, but that's okay. That one at least looks really good. Let's hope the other three are just as good, and then I'll go through what the glazes are. Hang on 2 seconds. Here's the next one. Also looking good. Oh, there's a little, I must have just gotten a little spot of dust in it and I can feel it, but I think it'll sand out. And if I sand that down finely, it should be okay. But it also makes me think I must filter that aqua gloss if that's causing problems. That was also a return glaze, but it was barely used, so I didn't think there'd be any problems with it. This one came out really nicely. Lovely. Well, let me go through the glazes. As I said, this is aqua gloss inside and on the bottom. Then I had Cirrus Flow on the outside, 2 coats, and then I had all the glazes here. And then when I went to refire it, I put another coat of aqua gloss on the inside. I put the Cirrus Flow down a little bit further. You can see the line where it was at before, and I put it further onto the aqua gloss. And then I put another coat of all these on, and then one more coat of Cirrus Flow. So these were Arctic Blue. Yes, Arctic Blue. Then, oh, good question, which one's which here? One of these is dark green and one of these is Blue Lagoon. And these three are all Amico. And then this one is Pink Opal from Mako. Oh, they came out so nicely. Yeah, and occasionally I left a little blank and I think that looks okay. I'm really pleased with how those came out. I hope my friend likes them too. Not as maybe as much blue as she wanted. Really, the Arctic blue is the only real true blue. But I hope she likes them because I think they look really sweet. They look really sweet. And here's the fourth one. Also really good. Quite a bit of pink on this one. It's interesting. You can see here how the pink sort of jambled along the edge there. Isn't that funny? I wonder why that happened. But it doesn't matter. It looks really sweet. It's really good. None of them were warped too bad. I mean, they're all handmade. So there's going to be a bit of warping. But pretty good. Good. Okay. So I'll show you the cone pack. Interestingly, this one looks cooler. This looks like a perfect cone 6 on the bottom. So my middle of my kiln was hotter than the bottom of my kiln. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. Well, now I know. And then I got a good tip from another potter. I just discovered her. So I can't remember her name, but I'll post it right here, her name, and I'll post it in the comments. And she had the good idea of keeping the kiln packs from your previous 3 kiln firings so that you can compare and make sure that your kiln's still firing the same way and make sure your elements aren't running out or something else is going wrong. So I'm definitely going to do that. So thank you to, I can't remember you, lovely lady from the States. Great Kiln Opening. You should go check her out once I put her name up here. And that's a good tip. I'm going to keep the kiln packs, label them with the date, and that way I can compare them in a few firings to see how it goes. So this is the other Halloween plate that I did. And this one I did also with black underglaze, but I only did it in a few spots. So you can see there, I think that looks much better because it's not as smeary. Let me see, where's the other one? 2 seconds. Like compare it. That looks so much nicer, and the orange looks so much better. The orange on its own looks really good even. So definitely won't be doing that with the black underglaze again. Here I really tried to be really specific with it and only fill in the pumpkins that I was coloring. So that looks good. Still love the mirror black. I'm definitely going to do some black cats with that. But yeah, that carnelian yellow is such a pretty orange, despite it calling itself orange or calling itself yellow. It's good. Don't mind that. Okay, and the final piece is Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. It's glued to the cookie. This is my mug. It's not glued too bad. It's just in one spot on the handle. Came off the handle. I thought it'd be okay because I've never had problems with my handles having too much glaze, but I know I went a little heavy-handed. So, whereas normally I'm a little bit more cautious about it. This is the mug I did with for relief. Well, not for relief. I did it for me, but I did it with their stamp rollers, and it came out quite nicely. The inside, you can't see the stamp there too clearly. I went a little too hard. Probably do a Celadon next time. But I do love how this is dripped. You can see here, it's just caught there. I think I will be able to get that off because I don't think it's stuck anywhere. Well, it might be. It might be stuck underneath because I glazed the bottom and wiped it back. So I'm hoping that it didn't be. Well, you know, again, it's only clay. If it happens, it happens. Nonetheless, you can see how well that texture came out. I love how you can see a bit of movement in between everywhere with it going down. I did this with Amico glazes, and normally Amico's pretty okay with the number of coats I do. So I'm a little bit disappointed that it came off here on a drip, but we'll see. So I did 2 coats of Blue Lagoon, and then I covered it with 2 coats of Blue Midnight. Then inside was 2 coats of Cirrus Flow, and then 2 coats of Arctic Blue. Yeah. And then the bottom, well, I can't show you the bottom because we're stuck to the cookie. So we will see what happens. Thank gosh I put the cookie there. I think it'll be okay. I think it's just going to take a little bit of maneuvering to get it off. But I'm really happy. Look at the little star there. I think that's so cute. Really pleased. Yeah, this was maybe a little heavy for... I don't think actually, maybe. I don't think it's too heavy for the texture. You can see the texture everywhere. It's just in spots. It is more obvious, shall we say, than in other spots. So yeah, thanks again, Relief. Any problems with this mug are on me, not on the texture rollers, that's for certain. It looks good. I'm really pleased. Hi, I'm going to insert this because right after I finished, I did manage to get it off. So there, just a little bit of grinding right there. Who needs advancer shells when you have cookies? Don't get me wrong. If you want to send me an advancer shelf, I will take it. But yeah, there's the bottom and there's the mug. So please, that came out. This one's staying with me. This is mine. Well, that's everything for this kiln. I'm going to have to say the big winner, of course, is my chicken. Yet to be named Chicken. She is sweet and I love her. I'm also very happy that my refired commission mugs came out well. And I think they look even better than before, and I'm definitely going to do some more in a similar style. They look good. I think they'll be big sellers. Other than that, I think it's probably going to be full tilt until Christmas. It was a bit slow till now because I had some holidays, had a daughter who's gone off to university this weekend, so there was a lot to organize for her. So now it's just the 3 of us, so a little less to do around here. Not that much less. She was pretty independent, so it's just going to be some. But until now, from me and the chicken, it's bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.